Hello, everyone. Okay.
First question of the weekly what?
I don't know
Is-
the answer.
Thomas
There we
genuinely
go.
doesn't know.
Okay.
I was gonna come in and say like happy Thursday, but I don't think it's Thursday. I don't even know what day it is. But welcome to the
It's-
weekly what
It's
anyway.
definitely a day.
It's a day.
Probably.
It's before the new year, after Christmas. I feel like that's all you need to know within that window of time.
Yeah, I woke up today.
Listen, all you need to know is if you're tuning in live, you'll be getting to see Angel eat that jelly bean very shortly. Hang with us, do
Yes.
some
I don't
games.
think I have it.
We have some entertainment for you. We're gonna have a talk show at the end. We have plenty of great content for you. Just hang on. Thanks for joining us. We're excited.
That'll be a good one. It'll be a
Yes,
good
we were
one.
super excited. You guys are here. Angel is super excited to eat the Carolina Reaper jelly bean, all the good stuff. So that's actually going to come in a little bit, but we're going to get started. We have a game to start us off, and Brandon and then student guest star Sammy. Sammy, thanks for coming.
Oh, there it is.
You
Mirror.
guys have come up with some games for us, and I'm going to super struggle because I don't know any movies, but we're going to start out with one of them. So you guys want to take it away? And people in the comments, we're going to commit to not, right, Angel? To not using the comment section. But hey,
don't
feel free to
text us.
comment your suggestions, your ideas so everyone else can see them too. If you text us, we're not going to argue with that, but we also are going to do our very best not to use outside help for the sake of the game. So anyway,
Yeah.
why don't we get started the game?
Grandma, do you want to explain the rules to the game?
So the movie game, we're gonna say two synopsises to movies, and then you're gonna take the titles and then go plonk. So you
Okay.
should basically be able to say all of the title and then all of the other title. You're not missing any part of it.
All right. So we have an example. This is our example one. So they got a thing. So a gigantic dormant sea monster is awakened by nuclear radiation and descends upon humanity with the love for music and the desire to open a jazz club. Ladies and gentlemen, this is from last time, but it's a good intro. So
Oh no.
this is what it kind of looks like. It's fun. It's there. It's happening. Anyone got an idea? There's no points. It doesn't totally count. You know.
This is from last time?
This is
Yeah.
from the last one.
If it doesn't matter, I'm not guessing.
It's something.
I mean-
man.
I'm just kidding.
Come on, it's right there.
Oh
Chris.
man. Maybe
Okay,
we
well-
could have comment section help us
Should
out.
I
for
try
this.
it?
Comment
Do I
section?
write it down?
Ooh, go for it.
All right, I'm gonna give this a shot here.
Anyone in the comment section think they got it?
I think I got it.
La La Land? Something
Some-
La La Land?
Something La La Land. That
This
is
is
what the
Shannon's
comment section.
suggestion.
This is just for funsies. There's no points on this one. The other one has points.
I gotta guess.
You got to guess?
Yeah, I'm writing down.
I mean, if you have one of them, you should have.
Is that right?
Godzilla La La Land.
Godzilla La La
Godzilla.
Land. That is indeed correct.
Nice.
Wait,
Everyone
what
give
was
them
the
a round of
answer?
applause.
I never
Godzilla
even
La
saw
La
La
Land.
La Land.
Angel getting the
Stop
Carolina
it.
Reaper.
Stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, there we go. Okay,
Nice.
so now
Thomas
we
coming in with a win. for the
Boo.
first one.
a boo. Angel's got a boo. Okay, so that is basically how it works. I just yelled into my microphone. So sorry, everyone. As I am
Wait, what was the
super
answer? What was the legit answer? Sorry.
loud. Godzilla La La Land. Thomas would have
Okay,
gotten those
good.
points. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, this one's tough. I don't even think I've seen the first one.
Oh boy.
Okay, so Kermit the Frog, the Great Gonzo, Fozzie Bear are reporters who travel to Britain to interview a rich victim of a jewel thief, and with help along with her secretary, Miss Piggy. But Margot disappears, leaving behind clues that Quentin and his friends follow on the journey of a lifetime.
I've actually seen both movies.
Oh,
I've only
man.
seen the first one.
Who's Quentin?
There's so many words.
Yeah.
There are
exactly.
so many words, and it is a little bit small,
What?
so I was like, old eyes.
What's how great gods and Fozzie Bear report? What?
Yes.
Who is
come on.
Quentin?
Quentin. You don't know Quentin? Quentin was like a
No.
main character. How
Yeah.
would you not know Quentin?
Of what?
Shannon is
Oh my
100.
gosh.
That is 100,000% lost.
Yeah.
But I mean, you
I mean,
just work
like
through it.
Margot.
Oh, man, I honestly. All right.
All right, we'll put 25 minutes on the clock. I think that's enough time, right? No, too much. Okay, we'll give him a minute. Give him a minute.
I got it.
You got it. Wow. Okay. If it's Angel eats the Carolina Reaper, I'm taking 2 points off you.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not.
Let's go.
Or those are bonus points.
Michael says
Okay.
Quentin Beck. I'm not sure what this guy's last name is, but
Is it like a kids movie? Is it a classic movie? Like,
well, you
can I
got
have a
Kermit the
hint?
Frog, so I'm just gonna throw out that one of them's a kids movie.
Well,
I-
obviously.
An actual movie, right?
Well, they're both. It's two actual movies merged into one. So
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah,
two
Like-
half movies.
like Godzilla La La Land. Like it's
Right,
Godzilla, and the La becomes the La La Land.
Yeah, I literally.
Okay. So does everyone have some kind of answer thrown together? A hodgepodge of words in a sentence?
Yes.
Perfect.
No, but sure.
Okay. We're gonna go anyway, Thomas. I'm loving it. 3, 2, 1, and what do we have? Kermit the Frog's Journey to the Center of the Earth. I like it.
Muppets
The
Most
Muppet-
Wanted.
Kermit the Lightning Thief. No,
I stole something.
it is the Great Muppet Paper Town.
What?
Hold on.
Let's
Oh man, we're starting out with an
What?
intimidating one. I feel like comment section, they might be able to help us out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I am
well,
2 for 2 with the flicks behind me, just letting people know.
that
All
one
right.
that one was tough. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it was.
But I think this next one. Yeah, it was. Wait, are you saying that you're trash? Because no, you're great, Chris. You're a Dennis and Christ.
No, I'm not saying I'm trash. I'm saying, like, never mind, just keep going.
Okay, so this is the next one. I think it's going to be a little bit easier for us of the 90s generation.
Oh,
All right.
a
let's see.
rebellious teen gets a map from a dying pirate. He embarks on the odyssey across the universe to find an astronaut
You're
crash
good. Keep pushing through it.
in a distinct future where intelligent talking apes are the dominant species and humans are the oppressed and enslaved. Sometimes I
Oh,
question
okay.
if English is my first
I
language.
feel good about this one.
Yeah, sometimes words are hard. I get it. It happens. Jeremy's like, is it the Goonies? Close. Close. Oh, it's Jeremy. How you doing, Jeremy?
All right, I got it. That was. I'm
Pastor
confident.
Thomas.
Doesn't mean it's right, but I feel good about it.
Well, Thomas, you have fans because some people are here only for you, and that is fun. You gotta
Oh,
follow.
man.
it.
Really?
What an
This is your
honor.
crew out here.
This is like your big debut, Thomas.
Okay, no
Yeah.
one look at the chat because Joshua Rhodes got points on the board. Okay, 3,
Wait a
2.
Oh,
minute.
whoa, what?
Is there
wait,
partial
Holly's-
credit?
do you
Hold
get
on,
partial
hold on.
credit? Yeah, we'll
No.
treat this like high school. You can get partial credit.
What?
Yes, that's how I made it through.
Yep. C's get degrees, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you get through college.
Uh-huh.
3, 2,
Go Knights.
1, and what do you got?
Oh man.
Treasure
Clearly
Planet
playing
of the Apes is
Yeah.
correct.
Oh, go,
Boom.
Thomas. What?
Dora the
Told you
Explorer
I
meets
knew
the
it.
Planet of the Apes was you
No.
know, I like your thought, Chris. You got a rebellious teen, kind of. You got a
Yeah.
map. Does Swiper die? Is he
I mean,
the
he could
pirate?
be
It's a hidden episode.
A hidden
It
Uh-huh.
wasn't released.
I'll give you
Dora
partial credit.
Part 2.
I'll give you
I
partial
saw
credit.
it on YouTube at 1 a.m. I don't know if it's legit or not.
That's fair. Okay, so here's the next one. Are you ready,
Missed
kids?
that one.
Okay. After the rebels are brutally overpowered by the Empire on the ice planet Hoth, a 17-year-old high school student is accidentally sent 30 years into the past and a time-traveling DeLorean invented by his close friend.
Oh, this is easy.
This isn't hard.
Well,
You guys are,
if we
come on.
make them all as hard as the Great Muppets Caper Town, we have a revolt and the staff leaves. But
Oh man.
Holly,
Okay.
you got this.
All right. If anyone gets this wrong,
Get me on the
I'm gonna
board.
be
Get
so
me on the board.
disappointed.
Good answer.
Get some points on the board, sir. Amen.
Get some
Amen.
points on the board. Wait, did I get partial credit for the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah,
No.
I'll give you like half a point.
That's Cap.
What about the Dora the Explorer? Any creativity points?
No.
I mean,
That's
like
Cap.
you were on the
No,
you were on the right
no.
track, but it's like it's like just because it's a road doesn't mean you're on the same road. Like
Mhm.
Dora did not get anything from no dying pirate.
I'm just saying.
Are you guys ready?
It's the map.
I'm reading the chat and they got it, so don't look in the chat, people. No cheating.
I'm not.
Good man. Holly's still
All right.
writing.
You guys ready?
Oh,
Ready.
Latitude with the extra points on. Correct.
I did not.
And
ready?
3, 2, go. The Empire
man.
Strikes Back to the Future.
I feel like
Star Wars goes 17.
I think I need a partner with this. Next time I'm gonna vote for a phone a friend permanently.
Oh,
Holly, have you never seen Back to the Future?
I have, but not in forever. And
Okay,
I
okay.
clearly did not remember it enough. Yeah, next
Really?
time I'm getting like Josh or Michael to be my permanent phone a friend. So good
jeez.
job, guys. All right.
Well, Shannon, I think Shannon's giving you points. So I'm giving Holly a point because
Oh,
Shannon liked Holly's version the best.
oh,
What?
thanks, Shannon.
Wait, we're doing like votes now? Come
Hey,
on.
Yeah,
you know
popular
what?
vote.
Creativity votes.
This is a
Did I get any
democracy.
love for the Dora comment?
No one commented on the door.
Dora
Yeah,
comment
no
was
one
pretty good.
commented on Dora. The people have spoken.
Michael Degger, help me out, man.
I
What are you
don't know
doing?
what to do, man.
All right, comments. You are my only. hope.
Jeremy, come on. Linan, there's people out
Alright.
there.
Sammy, here you go.
All right, bring it on, Sam.
When her brother decides to ditch for a couple of weeks, Viola heads over to his elite boarding school. Decide.
I like this one. I like this. I got it.
Sammy can't even get it out.
I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, I'm going to need to hear that again. I don't understand.
Start from.
From the top.
I already have it. Y'all are slow.
When her brother decides to ditch for a couple of weeks, Viola heads over to his elite boarding school, disguised as Scott Lang as he balances both being a superhero and a father.
I like this one.
God.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I got
All right, I think I might actually get this one. I feel semi prepared.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, holy.
I know. Or the
All right.
comment section might still be my own hope.
I mean, the first one, if you need a really obscure hint, it is one
No,
of the
no.
only adaptations of Shakespeare's Twelfth Night.
No, the first one I
Really?
totally got.
I don't know what
First
that
one's
means.
easy. And
Okay.
yeah, I don't know,
I
anything
don't know
about
what
Shakespeare's
Sammy's
Twelfth Night.
saying.
All right,
Sammy's
are we
trying to give
ready?
you a not so helpful hand. But we are ready. 3, 2, 1, and points are.
Oh, maybe I should have gone full man.
Uh,
I,
Holly, could you expand it? And Thomas, could you expand it to go to the whole title? No.
Wait,
You're-
what do
you-
you mean?
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
That's what I have.
Okay. I think that might be.
I'll give Holly and Thomas a point because they knew what the movie was.
yeah.
It is
What's the problem?
She's the Man and the Wasp.
There's
Oh.
nothing about the wasp in it. No,
Wait,
I get
listen,
full
that's
points.
I like the
Fishing
I
character
get
point.
full
design.
points.
Well, here's why. It is and the Wasp because now he is a superhero, and he has to wrestle with being a father. The first one is him becoming a superhero. So it
Oh,
is the
that's
second
some
one.
SAT
No,
stuff,
no,
man.
no.
Oh, I
Paying
never
attention
saw
to
the second
questions.
shit,
Oh.
That's
man.
mean.
No.
Yeah.
I get full points. Mark me down for full points. 3 points for
I know, I feel
Thomas,
like-
3 points for Holly.
This is gonna be the
Mom is
only full points
creative.
I get.
You guys are crazy.
We
That
love,
is,
creative.
we love a little bit of anarchy. But talking about a
Yeah,
little bit
this
of
is-
anarchy, here's this next one, which is going to frustrate most of you.
Let's go.
An
so
orphaned
sorry.
girl discovers a magical garden hidden in her strict uncle's estate, where a group of intergalactic criminals must pull together to stop
Say
a
less.
fanatical warrior with plans to purge the universe. So I didn't know one of
Okay.
these was a movie. I had to Google it, and I was like, "What is this?"
To be fully honest, I only knew it was a movie because I was sitting on my flight and my mom was watching it like diagonal from me, and I went, "Oh, that's a thing. I could.
It does exist.
It does exist."
Alright.
I would like to thank
Yeah.
you guys for that.
I don't know
Olivia,
the second
come
one.
on, guys. She doesn't know movies either.
All right, I
Thinking.
got it.
All right, I think I'm semi-ready.
No,
Oh, wait.
I didn't know if the first one was a movie, but I definitely was forced to read it when I was in elementary school.
Yeah,
This is
okay, I
book.
think I might be, I think the same thing.
Well, you read
Hold
the
on.
second one as a book?
No, the first one is a book.
Okay,
the
I was
second
about
one,
to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay,
Oh.
okay.
I'd read.
Yeah, I
the
read the-
second
I read the
one.
novel.
I don't know it. I
Okay.
know one.
3,
Wait,
2.
wait, wait.
Oh,
Who?
Chris.
what?
Ooh, last
You
minute
ready?
switches. It's always
Chris, are you
dangerous.
ready? Chris is back there, by the way.
Got it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. The
Aw.
Little Mermaid 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
The Secret Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that's probably
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Very
Thomas,
nice.
you get points.
I felt like
I don't
Endgame
have
was kind of, maybe they're
How?
criminals.
You were in the right universe.
Mm,
That was
Chris,
the
I
Marvel
think-
Cinematic Universe.
Brandon,
Yeah,
do I
yeah.
get half?
I'll take the universe. That works.
I will let the comment section decide if you get half credit.
Come on, help me out. Help me out.
Am I getting any likes?
No.
Anyone?
I mean, Chris, I'll give you a half. point.
Joshua says, "Thank you,
Oh,
Chris.
nice.
Very cool." So
Thank you,
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't know.
I'll take it
Sammy
as
said he
good.
gets a half point, so I feel like
Sammy
Sammy's
needs a half point, Sammy.
Sorry, I can't.
Ah, come on.
And
Tough, man.
Cap.
it's not Electric Boogaloo. Come on.
Okay.
Anything's electric boogaloo if you try hard enough.
Mm.
That is true. There are outlets everywhere. Okay, we
Mhm.
have the last one for this game.
All right.
All
Oh
right.
wait, I thought I clicked the thing, but I didn't click the thing. Click. There we go. I clicked the thing.
The story of a bride-to-be trying to find her real father, told using hit songs by the popular 1970s group ABBA, featuring Princess Jasmine, a pet
Yes.
monkey Abu,
Oh.
and a magic carpet.
Oh.
That's low-key a gimme, so you better get
It
it
is.
right.
It is a gimme. It is a gimme.
Wait. I mean, it is, but
Chris, if
it
you
doesn't
put-
like
if you put,
flow
like,
very well.
the Middle East Electric Boogaloo, I'm gonna like take a point away.
All right.
No, I got this one.
Point that I already given.
I got this one, Michael Digger.
I got this one.
He hasn't
Easy
texted me,
money.
but I
I
know
got it.
he's sitting in his house
Shannon
being
says
like, "Come
easy
on, Chris."
money.
What?
Yeah,
All right,
Shannon's
Shannon.
right.
Easy.
All right, we ready?
I think we're
Yeah.
ready. Ready for this
Alright.
easy money? 3,
Easy money.
2. What's that number? 1. Thomas has it most right.
Yeah.
Ace and Holly were in the right track. It's Mama Mia Aladdin. And then
Oh,
Boom.
Ah,
add the me.
Mic drop.
Chris, have you
Come
not seen
on.
Mamma Mia?
Is it the Revenge of Jafar or Return
I've
of
actually
Jafar?
never seen Mamma Mia either. But
It
I
is.
know
It
the
is
soundtrack.
not the Return of Jafar.
I
This
know of
I
Mamma
would have
Mia.
settled for
I haven't
Aladdin.
watched it all the way
if anything.
through.
All right.
Wait, you've
Looks
not
like I
seen
won.
Meryl Streep in her breakout role?
What's new?
Very wrong.
wait, hold
Alright.
on. Brandon?
Oh, I didn't keep points on that one. I just like yelling about points. Well, yeah, no,
I
you
feel-
all did a great job.
All right.
Thank
One
you.
game. It was good. Felt good about
Comment
it.
section.
guys.
Thank you, Shannon, for your providing pity points. I really appreciate it. Very necessary.
All right, guys, if you liked that movie game, get ready for what we have next. Because we have searched and searched for a local artist that would come and entertain you. And we personally got the best of the business, the best in the biz.
Yeah.
So get ready for your local rapper, J Dubs. Give it up. Let's go. Let's go.
J Dubs.
J Dubs. Here we
Alright.
go.
Let's
Never
go.
before seen. First debut.
First
Here,
debut.
here.
Man,
Okay.
this one's good.
My name is J Dub and this is my Christmas rap. It's fly, it's dope, it's filled with hope. It's the Christmas proclamation. It's incarnation, not decoration. It's migration to civilization for the purpose of your salvation. Divine translation that leads to adoration and not vexation. Exaltation, not aggravation. Jubilation, not lamentation. Ovation, not speculation. It's about spiritual formation, contemplation, and a good foundation for your ultimate destination. Incarnation is the culmination of the one with the perfect reputation. And this ain't no impersonation. This is heaven's penetration and vibration into your isolation. This revelation, divine visitation, elevation. This is reverberation, illumination, and that ain't no exaggeration. Whether you're Haitian or Croatian or from any other nation, the incarnation is God's inclination, infiltration, and consolation into your complication, consternation, exasperation, and devastation that deserves your adulation for God's glorification. That's just my epic observation. Merry Christmas from J Dub. Peace out.
Wow. So that was a lot. Yeah. Let's give him a round of
Let's
applause.
go, J Dubs.
So if you guys see Pastor Jamie anytime within the next ever, you should really just give him a elbow high five. Please.
Oh
Yeah,
my
give him a
gosh.
serious elbow high five. Quite amazing. He wrote all of that himself. Yeah.
He
So-
wrote that?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep.
I didn't know that. I
Oh,
thought we
yeah.
just like handed him something and we're like dress up in it.
Now, if you guys didn't know,
Wow.
the week before we asked Pastor Jamie to do this, during announcements of the church service over the weekend, he was like, made some comment where Angel, do you remember what he said? He made some comment about being a rapper.
Something like he has his rap name, J Dubs. He's like there for it. I don't know the specific wording, but he was talking up his rap name. So
Yeah, so anyway, that's where that was birthed from. Quick shout out to Michael and Lizzie's mom, Jamie Degger. Pastor Jamie has officially nominated you also for some rap battle since
Oh,
Jamie-
let's go.
So
Oh,
anyway,
Huge.
Michael,
Huge.
Lizzie, your mom, if she's
Huge.
listening, I know she helped with some movie stuff. Let her know she should start planning her rap now.
Yes, get the daggers on the track. Let's go.
Yeah, and hey, Michael,
Very
Lizzie,
good.
you guys could be in it. We would not be against that, okay? It'd be amazing. All right. Well, that's the only rapping we've got, unfortunately, for today. But we got another movie that we would love, again, some comments help with. So, Brandon, Sammy, want to take it away?
Okay, so this one is a little bit fun because movies have plots, and movies the plot usually describes what happens in the movie. But in this game, there's going to be a movie, and I'm going to butcher what the plot is, and it's going to make like a half a quarter of sense. You're going to look at it and go, what? But if you've seen the movie, it'll vaguely make sense. It makes okay. We'll give you a free example. So this is
Alright.
this is our first trial of the explain the plot badly. Okay, here it is. A single father tries to save the world with his rock collection. Give you like a minute. It makes sense. It's not 100% there. Like there are other things that happen for sure. I'm disregarding a lot, but this is like a key element of the whole thing. I think they made like 2 movies about this.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, do we write it down?
Yeah, you can
Okay,
write it
hang
down.
on.
we'll make this one our fun example. We can still write it.
Is the tester? All right. Comment section, help me out.
Hang on, wait. Don't do it yet.
The comment section is helping, so please don't help.
There?
Don't look at it.
Oh, Josh and Michael. Seriously, you guys are. If I
Yeah,
get to phone a friend next time,
it makes
you guys
sense.
are it.
It makes sense. It's in the ballpark of reality, but it's just not. It's not all there. You know.
Okay, I think I got it.
Okay. Everyone good? We got it? 3, 2, 1. Woo! Avengers Infinity War and/or Endgame, because either one is comments. Technically correct.
Comment. Yeah. Okay, I understand.
The words "father" and "save" are used loosely. I don't think so. Michael Dagger, he's really trying to better the universe. So I mean, like,
We just don't agree with his methods.
Yeah, his methods are his heart's in the right place. His methods are just a little bit different from what we would expect. Yeah.
Maybe.
Are you guys
All right.
ready for the points on the board ones? These are the ones that count. This is
Oh,
where the
yeah.
money
Let's
is.
go.
Okay.
Bring it
Okay, Sammy, are you ready? Here it is.
Guy has trouble sleeping and decides to open up a small soap making business. It's only funny because I know the answers.
Yeah.
on. Small soap making. What?
Yeah.
I'm
Clean the
taking
world.
a Hail Mary
Cartoon?
pass guess, but I
You know-
cannot think.
It's probably correct. Your Hail Mary is probably correct.
I
It's
don't know.
just-
It's out there.
Just take a film plot and like just dilute it a lot. Just pour a lot of water and nonsense, and take a little scoop out. And there it is. That's what this movie is.
All right. I mean,
Good.
I feel like it's just crazy enough. It might be it.
It is probably just crazy enough that it would be it.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
We're ready?
Mhm.
Okay. We got John Wick in the chat saying that's probably not right. But, ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1, and what is it? And you know what, Thomas? It was just crazy enough to work. It is Fight Club.
Oh.
Let's go.
Come on.
Yes.
Very
Yes,
nice.
there you go. It is indeed Fight Club. For those who haven't seen Fight Club, if you're old enough to watch Fight Club, it's a good movie. If you're not old enough, don't watch it. Wait till you're older.
Try Dora the Explorer.
Try Dora the Explorer. I hear the new one's kind of fun.
Okay.
Flying Pirates.
One.
It's pretty intense.
I thought. Yes, thanks, Olivia. I thought that I might just give Clean the World the good rep because I literally have no idea. So Clean the World, guys. Great
They should have a
organization.
movie though.
Okay, this
Alright.
one's gonna be a deep cut and it's gonna hurt and a lot of you are gonna be upset with me. But I think that
Ember's
it makes a
new
lot of sense.
Hmm.
Okay, Inspector Gadget hacks the internet to get a day off.
Oh,
What?
See? If you've seen it and you if you've seen both of them, it'll make sense.
All right.
Polly, you know this one?
I doubt it. I'm just doing the first. If I even have something that sounds remotely related, I'm writing it down. So,
That's
like, Clean the World was like, that's, yeah.
The crazier it sounds, the more accurate it is. So
No. All right.
Live Free or Die Hard. It is not a Die Hard movie. But
I can see where they're going.
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. That was I can see where he's going. Okay. 3,
I have no idea. I have
Two.
no idea, dude.
1. Ba-ba. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Good one.
Because
I
Matthew
remember that.
Broderick.
Oh,
Not
There we go. He was Inspector Gadget.
Oh.
Hack
Yeah,
the
yeah.
internet.
That makes
I
sense.
mean,
Yeah,
like,
that was the whole
Ralph
thing. It's like he was
Internet
trying
kinda
to
works.
hack into the school to get a day off.
thank you, Disney Plus. Inspector Gadget's on.
There we
Man.
go.
All right.
Man, no
Are we
idea.
doing half points on this one? Is there any like partial points, if anything? No.
I'll give you a half point for Clean the World. That was the
Oh.
last one that I remembered.
Oh yes.
Clean the World gets points. Always points on the
Woohoo.
board.
Always.
I don't remember who's reading this one.
me, maybe.
There you go.
fighter catches Jeeves and bro.
Oh, I spelled shakes wrong. Sorry, I was really tired when I was writing this.
Okay, good to know I'm just not trash in English.
What
Yeah,
on
but
earth?
Yeah.
dog fighter catches Jeeves and shakes the tower in this summer blockbuster. You really butchered the spelling on this one.
I put like 3 M's in there. Oh my gosh. Well, it was super late. I have really like bad work at. Hold on. I'm gonna fix the errors that I see because I was like super
What?
sleepy.
All right. In the meantime, Summer has 3 M's.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. That's a little better. I think I spelled shakes
Oh.
right. I'm still too tired.
I'm so
I just don't
lost.
know how to spell it, so
Okay, be honest.
Joshua
Does anybody
Rhodes.
have an idea?
Might be on the right track here. He is.
But-
He is on the right track.
don't copy him. So
Just don't copy Joshua Rhodes. We need to have Joshua Rhodes on here because man, dude, you get most of these.
yeah,
Shakes the tower.
you might
I
watch.
feel like Josh versus Michael would be a winning combo. It could be a real
Hey,
competition.
I feel like
Oh, never mind. Maybe.
Hmm.
You good there, Thomas?
No, possibly. I'm gonna give it a
Inspiration.
shot.
Inspiration strikes, and you're like, whoa.
Feel good. Feel good.
All right. Shall we?
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Top Gun.
Oh, let's go.
Tangled.
Tangled.
Harry.
That's great.
Tangled.
That's
Yeah.
actually really fun.
Well, I can
Took me
see
a
it. You know,
minute.
there is a tower. It briefly
Is it-
becomes relevant.
Dogfighter, and I thought you were talking about like Michael Vick.
Tangled was a great guess.
It's gonna go over some kids' heads.
Oh, that's a fun one. Okay, here's the next one, ladies and gentlemen.
Jeez.
Guy can't talk to his daughter, so he throws books to make a point. Now,
Oh, this one's easy.
okay, see, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Throw books.
Not a lot of sense, but it is on point. It is like the beginning of the movie, things happen. The end of the movie, like there's books. There's always books flying.
You're
It
giving,
is-
you're giving too much away, Brandon.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll stop. I'll stop.
See, now look, now everyone's gonna get it.
Hmm.
Probably, maybe Holly won't, but everyone else.
I don't think your hints
Thomas, for
your
your
hints
vote of
didn't help
confidence.
me, but I think we were joking
correct.
about this movie the other day. I think it maybe came up in conversation. So let's see.
Oh, you did it? Maybe.
Let's
I'm
see
not
if-
sure.
Maybe. Let's see if I've been paying attention. Something in the back of my brain.
Who knows? But guys, yet again, Joshua Rhodes killing it in the chat. Killing it.
Let's go, Josh. Let's go.
Because that scene frustrated me so much. It frustrated everyone, Joshua. And in 3, 2, and 1. Interstellar. The Angry Librarian. Is that a movie?
You're
I
like,
thought
Ryan.
it could be potentially. If it
Yeah.
was, it might be about something like that.
I could see it. I think his character is basically an angry librarian. He just throws books. Yes, it was Interstellar, and that is
Very nice.
basically like a whole gist of the movie is that he throws books sometimes. All right, this is a fun one. I don't remember who's reading this one either. Is that you, Sammy?
Off-brand ice road truckers show kids the true meaning of Christmas.
Oh,
Brand. Oh, Brand.
off-brand Astro Trucker.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's probably my least favorite Christmas movie on the planet. So that should. And if you saw my Snapchat story when UCF lost to BYU, you'll know what it is. You'll know what I'm thinking.
Oh, I saw that. That was hilarious, Thomas.
Those were funny.
In my Instagram story, it was on there too.
Yeah, Justin showed me that. That was funny.
Oh man.
Oh man.
To be fully honest, I forgot the coach's name halfway through, and so I had to search it up like in between like slide 6 and 5. That's not how numbers work, but 5 and 6, and I was like, oh, that's up. That's up.
Nice.
Oh, I know what it is, but it's like the title is escaping me.
Why?
If you work your way around it, we might give you partial.
Like I'm imagining the movie.
I think I got it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure I got this one too.
Chris, do you need like half a second?
No, I got it.
Okay. Cool. 3, 2, 1. Ba-ba. The Polar Express.
Thomas's
Elite.
answer.
Polar Express. There you go.
I think Chris
Yeah,
deserves half
so
credit
that's
for
close
that.
enough.
That's a
Hard.
creative way to do it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely doing what Chris did for the rest of it. It sounds promising.
Do me, Holly.
Okay, so this
Promise, don't
one,
let us down.
this is also like a this is gonna be a tough one. It makes sense, but it's gonna be a tough one. I promise you, it's gonna be tough. Conductor gone commando plays Uber driver for a paratrooper.
I feel like I
makes
can't even
sense.
say that without like tripping over my words.
It makes sense, kind of. I do have a pretty good hint. That we'll get to in like 30 seconds.
Is it
Is
a
that
newer
what
movie or an older movie? Just
Older
Yeah.
movie.
give me
This is
that.
an older movie. I'll just
Okay.
yeah, this is an older movie.
Is there? No, you probably don't get any more hints. Do you
I
have
mean, I
are you
still
giving us
have
another hint?
my one hint.
All right, I'll wait for it because I'm lost.
Yeah,
I'll
what's
wait
the
on your
hint?
hint for confirmation, but I have it narrowed down to 2 movies, I think.
Okay, well I'll just give you the hint. Think Polar Express.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I knew it.
What?
Knew it.
Don't let you.
I put Polar Express before this one just so that would like prime your memory.
Good thinking.
Brandon, this is hard.
So it's not Driving Miss Daisy.
No, it is not.
No.
It's not that hard. I mean, they didn't have Uber drivers when this movie was like filmed and or being set in. So, but it's the thought that counts.
Stretch. I don't know. Maybe.
Are we ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Captain.
I can't. Well, we're gonna get copy strikes. We can't do that.
Oh, yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that.
SpongeBob's gonna break down the door of the church.
Sorry,
and be like,
YouTube.
"Ah." Okay. Do we have something? We have words on the board. Well, let's see if those points go on the board. 3, 2, 1, and go. Saving Private Ryan. That is the correct answer.
I want to see that movie. This is just motivation.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, Holly says.
Because he was
Still
a
going?
conductor in Polar Express.
He was almost
Oh, that's why you put it. I was like, the conductor part didn't really make sense, but
Oh,
Yeah.
I
was
get it
thinking
now.
Tom Hanks, but then I couldn't get it together.
Yep.
man,
You're correct.
Tom Hanks.
What a
Yes.
guy. What a guy. Are we ready for the next part of this?
Oh, is that it?
That it?
That's it. That's
That
all.
was
of
a
it.
final
just
score.
I literally just got
One.
more paper.
Oh man, do
That's
we
all
have
of
final
them.
score?
No, I didn't keep score. I was just gonna let you guys fight amongst yourself.
I think
Oh.
Thomas won.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
that
we
was-
can
probably
all give
Thomas.
I think I won both games.
We'll give Thomas the dub. Okay. We have
Oh man, it's time. Ah, bummer. 1 second. And right there we go. There we go. There we go. Wait, Chris, hold on, Chris. I gotta like fix the audio because for some reason it's being dumb. Wait, is it? Where am I? There we go. There we go.
a nice touch.
There
I
we
like
go.
that.
Mm. Yeah, go Brandon. Very nice.
Okay.
You have
She's
matches.
100% swapping out her jelly bean. Do not confuse.
Angel, tell us the truth.
What's
What did
going
you just
on?
do?
She got
I
rid of
didn't
her
do
jelly
anything.
bean.
I didn't know
She swapped it
anything.
for a cherry one.
Can
She's
we
getting
get
a cherry jelly. I'm
confirmation
like,
from your
"Ah!"
roommates?
And
We got our roommates
I brought
coming
my
in.
fan club. We're here to watch this unfold.
Oh, okay. Support
Yeah.
support squad.
And I got
All
some
right. So, for those of you that don't know, we have all been randomly assigned a different spicy jelly bean. Now, one of us has been given the Carolina Reaper spicy, super spicy jelly bean. We don't know who, but what we're about to do
Angel.
is open our packages and
Angel.
reveal to you guys which jelly bean we have, and we will eat that jelly bean. But Angel, I think you had something you wanted to share with
It's Angel.
the live studio
Angel has
audience.
Listen, guys, okay. Yeah, we were challenged to do a chip, a death chip with a skull on it. And I said, hold on. I don't like spicy foods. I will literally do anything else. And you guys sent some pretty good suggestions. And honestly, if the church
And Angel chickened out.
hey, whoa. If the church would have paid for me to get a tattoo, I would have done it. I would have done it, but I'm sorry I couldn't do it. So they put up another option of doing the jelly bean. And I said, for the kids, I will do it. And this is literally anything else. So I will do it. I will do it. That's my story.
But we just want to recognize you guys gave some incredible suggestions. If you were at the high school day treat, if you're a high schooler, you guys filled this jar with lots of good stuff. So as I'm eating the jelly bean, I'll try to read some out for your own, to just kind of appreciate some of the good ones in here. So
They were good. They were good.
Wait, so before we do this though, just drop in the comments section who you think is going to have the Carolina Reaper.
It's an easy answer.
I want to hear an
Not
audience.
me. The Lord already delayed the chip. I don't know.
It's not me. I have gained considerable favor with the Lord.
Mm.
Matt, come on, don't say me.
He's gone with him before him and after. Brandon has proclaimed it. I believe it.
Someone
I
said
believe it.
Holly. Someone said Holly. It's not me.
Well, somebody
oh,
lied.
thanks a lot, Jeremy.
Somebody.
We got two thing Angel though. Two.
Dagger actually picked this one out for me.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Michael, let's
Scott
see.
Davis gave me mine. So let's see. Are we open?
Marsha
Alright.
Nelson, she gave me mine. I believe in you, Marsha. I trust you if you're watching.
I think Marshall
All right.
is
Okay.
right side.
So what we're gonna do is open it up and then guys hold it up so we can see which one because I don't know which one. No one knows which one's it. Okay.
Wait, I actually
Are
don't
we
even know what the
opening it?
colors are.
How do I don't really
cut
want
mine
to know.
open.
I just wanna,
You
I'm
still
ready.
want to know.
I'm ready. Who's ready? I know it's not me. I know it. All right. I've opened
All
mine.
right.
I haven't looked
I
at it
opened
yet.
mine too.
I looked at it. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Touching it. It doesn't feel hot.
I put mine in a.
As a reminder.
Uh,
In case.
Wait.
You say it doesn't feel hot, Chris?
It doesn't feel hot.
I can't read that, Holly. No one can read those.
Just describe to them which one's a Carolina Reaper. Isn't it red with black spots?
Is it this one?
I
Because
Oh no!
I got the sriracha.
I think I'm
I
gonna.
think I got
the
it.
Sriracha. No, Brandon, you got the jalapeno.
Yeah, I got the jalapeno.
I have it and I don't want to do it.
Wait, no.
You have the what?
I thought Thomas has it.
No, Thomas
No,
has.
I definitely have it.
You
No,
have
I
it?
think you have the cayenne.
No, I
Thomas
have
has the Reaper.
the speckled one.
There's two speckled ones, the cayenne and the Carolina Reaper.
Which
The
one's
brighter
dark
one is the Reaper.
I think I got it.
I think Thomas has
You
it.
know what? You know what? Just let Angel think it's the hottest one, and it's gonna hurt her just the most.
That
I
one
don't
looks
think
pretty
you have
gnarly.
it, Angel. I think you have the
Exactly.
cayenne. But no more stalling, guys. Sammy, you
Alright.
can eat your own non-spicy candy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Time to go.
Turkey taster.
Hey, stop dropping it.
Are we
Who's
going?
counting down?
Dropped it twice. All right.
All right, Sammy,
Ready?
count us down. Give us a 3,
Oh,
2,
it
1.
smells weird.
In 3, 2, 1. Don't die, please.
Oh, gross.
It hurts the more you chew it.
Very spicy, but
It's honestly more gross than it is like hot.
Yeah, it's like you're not expecting it to be hot because it's supposed to be a jelly bean.
Ugh, that's
not
awful.
spicy. But it's like it was tiny.
Awful.
Oh,
I'm
it's
in
gone
love
now.
with it.
It's stuck in my teeth.
Oh no, get it out. That's not good.
Yeah,
gonna
I did
sink
hear
into
that
your
that was
gums
the bummer about this.
and go into your bloodline.
You know, I would
Yeah,
eat a
it
bag of those.
Oh, geez.
I would get these by the bag.
Can I drink
Dang it.
something?
Yeah.
Thomas, how
Thomas,
you
you
doing?
good?
I got the hiccups now, so.
No.
Ollie, how you doing?
I think it was not bad at all. I think I got like the least spicy. It's burning a little bit in my throat, but not bad.
I got the habanero one. It had a little bit of kick, but I'm purely gonna eat this ice cream for enjoyment at this point. So
Angel has ice cream too.
Angel, you
Yeah,
okay?
it's on my lips.
Which one did
I
you
know it's on
have?
my lips and I don't like it.
oh, that's good ice cream.
The
Oh,
only thing
I
we
wish I
is the
had ice
church, so
cream.
this works.
Mm.
I don't know it's too bad.
Knock on the door
Thomas?
behind you. Get some. Snack some.
Thomas, is it
White
still
chocolate
spicy
raspberry
in your
truffle
throat?
Haagen
Not
Dazs.
bad?
Yeah, it's pretty spicy, but I'm all right.
got
Same. It's pretty good.
milk and a fudgesicle, you know?
Angel, do you feel like you can still feel it in your throat? How's it treating your throat?
It's on my throat and my tongue. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Blech.
Angel, looks like you're doing all right though.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Angel, I feel like that was actually, I feel like you were a very close call. That was like,
It really was. It really was.
because you
Now,
thought
Angel,
you had it.
now that you've done it, would you have rather do that again or eat cat poop?
Stop. I would rather do that again.
That's what I was saying
Would
the
you
whole
rather,
time.
All right.
Angel,
It
would
wasn't
you
as bad
rather-
as I thought.
Angel was saying that she'd rather eat cat poop than the hot chip. Quick
would
poll.
you rather
Hot
eat,
chip was
People
dead.
watching, would you rather eat the hot chip or cat poop? Sammy said she'd rather eat the hot chip. I want to hear from our other students. Michael Degger, would you eat cat poop? Would you do it?
or wet cat food also, whoever mentioned this one? Cat poop? Cat
Did you say
food?
wet cat poop?
Wet cat food.
Oh, wet cat food.
Kyle says
Ew.
it's
I don't care if it's wet or solid. I'm not eating cat poop. I'm just saying that right now.
All right, let's see other.
Yeah.
Angel, we'd like to see you drink a whole bottle of water without your hands. It's pretty good. Shout out to whoever wrote this one. Walk around with a single pickle in a jar, and whenever asked, simply say, "Look at the pickle," for 48 hours. Comment if you'd still like to see Angel do this, because we could probably figure out a way
You know.
or to arrange that. So
Yeah.
comment if you're like, yes, I think that would still be a good one. Josh Rhodes, wet cat food? No.
Josh, no. No.
Do it for the kids, FTK.
Thomas, how are you doing? Give us an update.
Yeah, Thomas, how are you
You
doing?
finished your fresca, I noticed.
Yes, I did finish my fresco. It is spicy, but you know,
More or less spicy than what you get at Island Wing Company.
what? Oh well, I don't get the spicy ones at Island.
Well, that's not
I'm
as
not a
fun.
crazy person.
What have you had that is spicier than that jelly bean, Thomas?
Soon. Sorry, that was my mom. Spicier?
No?
I'm sure I've had something, but like, I don't know. I mean, I've had like, I remember one time as a kid, I ate a jalapeno just like it was an apple, and I think that was really bad because I wasn't expecting it. Like, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe this was the spiciest thing ever, but it wasn't that bad.
That feels like an accomplishment.
I feel like I can't feel half my tongue. Just half though.
You said half
Just
of your stomach?
half?
No, half my tongue. It's
Half your
like
Tongue. What happened to your tongue? Didn't you get like the
I
cayenne
put it
or
on
the
this
side
side.
one?
what?
Didn't you get like the easy one?
No.
She got the third hottest. So here's like the heat scale here. So sriracha's the least, then jalapeno, then Angels, cayenne, then this one, habanero, and then Carolina Reaper. So Chris, did you get
Oh.
habanero?
What's that?
Did you get the habanero?
I did.
Okay.
It had some kick to it, but it wasn't like unbearable. I'm eating this ice cream just because I really want to. I love white chocolate.
Yeah, that was the thing with mine. Like, it was hot. for sure. Got some kick, and like, yeah, a whole wing with that on it might put me in another situation. Like one jelly bean, come on.
A whole wing
Come on.
covered in jelly beans would be an issue.
My roommate's mom says she hopes I'm not allergic. So thanks. Shout out to Miss June. I don't
Please
think I'm
update us
allergic.
if you are allergic. We will update the people so we
Reimbursed.
can all pray for you.
We'll find out pretty quick.
Yeah,
We'll get some spicy Benadryl. We'll take that together.
Ooh, so spicy.
All right. Well, with that being conquered, bravo, Thomas. Thanks for braving that. We got one more thing for you guys, and it's going to be based on some Q&A that we put on our Instagram. We put out just seeing if you guys had any questions for us about God, faith, anything like that. We're just going to take a few minutes and talk through some of those together. So we got a few of those on Instagram, so we're going to start out with one of them that's just kind of simple, and then we'll bounce off each other. So the first one that I'm going to throw out, and you guys just feel free to share your responses, is what do you think is one thing God has taught you in 2020? So one more day of 2020, and we can reflect for a minute. What's one thing you think God taught you?
That's a good question.
Quite the year to reflect on.
I think one thing for me right away is just God showed me a lot, kind of what my priorities are, and also in turn showed me what they should be. It's just like it went from, I went from being super busy to having all kinds of time. So that it showed me, in this immense amount of free time, what I was making myself available to and doing in that free time really showed me where my priorities always had been, no matter how much I kind of enlightened myself about where they were. And it really forced me to really reprioritize, like, okay, like these are your priorities, or, playing video games and hanging out with your friends on FaceTime now. But like, now that you have this time, it's time to reprioritize some things. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
For me, I think a lot of you know, but I got COVID and I was quarantined for like a month, and 2 weeks I had my roommate, but like the other 2 weeks I was all alone. And if you know me, I'm very extroverted and love being around people. But I think that was just a really hard time because, I was on myself, and it ended up being really, really good with the Lord, and just showing me a lot of, it's me and him, and just realizing how much I put dependence on like other people. Like, my roommates are so great, but like in the end, it's my relationship with God and God, and not like, being dependent on them for certain things, but him calling me the dependence on him first. So I think, that and just like trusting him in that. I think the whole year was like, everyone knows it's so hard, but a lot of just like, man, Angel, trust me again and again. So that was really cool, and just sweet to be like, it's okay if it was just me and God. So
I think for me, I have found like a deeper appreciation and like meditation on Jesus being called Emmanuel, like God with us. Especially as the years like come to an end and we are in Advent and like the Christmas season, and talking about Emmanuel, God being with us, reflecting on the year, and even reflecting previous to that year, like Emmanuel, that terminology has never really stuck out to me. And I haven't been super involved in my faith when I was young, didn't go to church, didn't have like Christmas services, anything like that. So this idea of Advent and Christmas is really starting to fruition to me in the last couple of years. But to think about earlier in the year, before the pandemic, the songs that we were singing in youth group, at church, the consistent like scriptures that we would look to and teach on are still the same scriptures that we look to and teach on are the same songs. We sang Another in the Fire at Counterweight. We sang Another in the Fire at the Day Treat. So there's this consistency in a world and in a life that can go up and down, peaks and valleys, seasons kind of come and go. That God is with us throughout all of it and is consistent throughout all of it. And I think that's been kind of capitalized on the term Emmanuel, of God with us. So just learning a depth to that and an appreciation of that has been, I think, something that God's definitely showed me this year.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I feel like there's so much to reflect on for 2020. Like January and February of 2020 feel like 10 years ago, and then starting in March even feels like 10 years ago. But I'd agree, actually, bouncing like 3 people back to what Thomas said a little bit of priorities. I think so often I can live my life kind of going with what's most urgent versus what's most important, and instead of living by priority, just kind of living by proximity. So like whatever's around me and needs to happen starts to happen. But I think, yeah, initially when so many things kind of just stopped, I think I realized, you know, when there's no proximity to anything, like I'm literally like just home, there's the opportunity to prioritize. And the other piece I think I realized and God really like confronted my heart with was that, you know, a lot of my excuses are just dumb. And a lot of my reasons are excuses, you know? So all the things that, you know, it's like, man, if I just had the time, if I just didn't have this going on, if this could just move out of the way, suddenly everything moves out of the way and I still come up magically with all the other reasons, you know? So I think knowing my own heart to kind of recognize like, hey, you're really good at coming up with excuses. And a lot of your reasons are actually excuses. And those can really get in the way of depth with relationship with God. So God really highlighted a few of those for me this year, and in a really loving way kind of called me out and was like, those can't stick around if you want to go deeper. So that was probably a big theme amidst all the crazy.
Yeah, kind of on like a similar vein to a lot of what the staff has spoken about. It reminds me of that like group bonding exercise where you like have newspaper and like tape and you have to like make a thing that holds a phone book. I think for so long I was like building my faith around this idea that I just have to withstand a blow. I just gotta go like if that works, it's good. So some areas I spent more of my time working on developing other areas, and then you know you put a book on it and all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, this area sucked, this area was weak, this one area is pretty good, that's holding up pretty strong. But there were some areas of my life where I felt like I was getting especially tested, while other areas felt pretty okay. But I think 2020 was definitely the year of the phone book. Can you handle the weight of everything? Phone books.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I feel like pressure reveals like the real strength of something, you know? And it's like we can think something super strong until something that has a lot of weight comes on it, and then we're like, yeah, I think the pressure really reveals it. So I totally agree with that for my own self too, Brandon. So good analogy.
Yeah, kind of going off of that, one of our next questions. Yeah, I mean, like you guys have all said, like we've had a pretty hard year. Everyone has, like, testing things in us, testing our faith. But yeah, how do we actually know that God is there and wants to know? I think that's a really good question. So,
Whoever asked this question, just bravo, you've got us all nodding and thinking. So I think that's a win.
Angel, can you repeat the question? I was struggling to hear it on my end.
Oh
yeah, how do we actually know He's there?
Oh.
Trying to think of how to answer this question without going on like a 30-minute rant or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give the cliched answer like, oh, that's what faith is. It's like, oh, you can't see him, but like you just know he's there. That's not my hope, but that is kind of the essence of faith, though, is like, you know, physically, like we can't totally see him. There's always going to be that almost kind of disconnect between us and him, and that's what our faith is built on, is knowing that, hey, he is there. And whether it seems like he is or not, he's there and he's working, and we believe in that. We put our faith and our trust and hope in that. But on top of that, kind of a more practical answer for you is you can read the scriptures. And if you take the scriptures for the truth that they say that they are, the scriptures do say that God is there with you at all times. It talks in Acts 2 how the Holy Spirit, the helper, comes down and is with us always. So that's kind of how I would say, like, and of course that comes into, do you believe the scriptures or not? I personally do. I think the whole staff team obviously does. And because of that, that's how I know that God is there empirically, just like objectively looking, okay, the scripture that I believe is completely true says he's there. That means he objectively is there. But in my own life, I think it's a little bit tougher to see that. And that really is, again, that kind of cliche. It's like, that's where the faith comes in. Like, okay, I'm trusting God, even though I can't necessarily see him. But I don't think that answered the question well, but it's a good question. It's a really good question.
Yeah, and it's probably a question none of us will answer. I mean, I will definitely say none of us will answer it fully. So that was a great piece of a thought to it.
So I think that my response to this question, it's going to sound like a cop-out answer at first, but go with me. I don't know. I don't know if he's there. But so one of the way that I start every prayer the same way, and it is, I come before you, Lord, a servant broken by sin, but redeemed only by your grace. And I believe that. And part of that is because I've seen a lot of things in my life. I'm one of those kids that had to touch the stove to learn it was hot. I've made a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of things in my life that I'm not proud of. And there's so much that I'm redeemed for. And for me, it's not a matter of like knowing that God's there. It's this reliance on the Father for that redemption, because that's the only way that I know how to like move forward with all the stuff in my past. So it's not like an easy way of, it seems kind of sometimes like you're ignoring people's opinions on, oh, well, God's not real. It's like, he might not be. We don't know. But for me, I've seen a life without the Father, and I've seen one with the Father, and I'll keep going the same direction I'm going with the Father, because I didn't like what I was, and I like who I am now.
I would say for me, after answering the first question saying like Emmanuel, God with us, right? I'm like, okay, I have to kind of prove that now, right? If that's the thing that I've been learning. I would answer it in a two-part answer. The first part is, how do we know if he's really there? For me, at least, I have a confidence that God is really there through the testimonies of other people. So hearing others describe the way that God is moving in their lives, touching their lives, giving peace in their lives, giving them hope in their lives, giving strength, giving community, different ways, whether it's a little nugget of faith or like a big story that unravels before me. When I hear the testimonies of other people, I either have to put myself in a position where I say that person is absolutely crazy and there's nothing to what they're saying, or there is something to what they're saying. And as time's gone on and I've heard more and more testimonies, and I've looked in the history of humanity, and there are many upon many upon many upon many people that have professed the faith in this God that exists, I'm hard pressed to not believe that he's over this and involved in it. It is hard in certain circumstances, and there's an element of faith of not being able to see it right in front of us. But I think the testimonies of other people help me see God as Emmanuel. And the second thing I would say is, one of my favorite verses is John 1:14, which talks about how, and the word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we have seen his glory, glory as of the Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. So in that gospel, in the beginning of John, it's talking about Jesus being the word that was before all things, created all things are through him, and put on flesh and dwelt among us. So we have a confidence historically, even if you're not a Christian, that Jesus did exist and did walk this earth and did amazing things. And in our belief is that he came and died and rose again and was God with us, among us. So everything that he did and everything that he said that's recorded in our scriptures, that is spoken pretty confidently and boldly, we can hang on to, since he was an actual person that dwelt among us during that time. And at the end of the Gospel of Matthew, during the Great Commission, the last thing that he says is that I will be with you always. So I think seeing the testimonies of other people, having a confidence that Jesus isn't a fairy tale or fantasy, but a historical fact, that did amazing things and said amazing things. I take him on his word that when he says that he will always be with us, he proves that well through his death and resurrection and through what the word tells us now. So long answer, but I think through the testimonies of other people and through a confidence of a scripture that has stood the test of time and a lot of people pushing back on it throughout history. So
Yeah, that's really good. I would bounce off of the John 1:14 because I think we talked about this a little bit at Epic UK many of the last weeks as we were talking about Christmas, but between the last book of the Old Testament, first book of the New Testament, between like the last words that a bunch of prophets spoke in the Old Testament and Jesus being born, there was all this waiting and all this silence, like no prophets were getting words from God for like 400 years. And the way that God like broke that silence, which I'm sure there were so many people wondering, like, where are you? Like, are you even here? Like, was all that made up? Like, are you really there, God? Like, the way he broke it was word made flesh. Like, it wasn't actually him speaking words. It was by him coming to walk around. Like, the Message version literally says God moved into the neighborhood. And so I would say that, like, both obviously true for knowing scripture, knowing Jesus, and also I've just seen that so many times in my life of all these words that you hear people say about God and faith and the Bible and stuff you guys have heard us say. Like when it puts on flesh is when it begins to really come alive, you know? And so I've been able to see people live that out around me, like people that I trust and know, and see God work in their life in ways that I just can't quite shake and deny. Like the more that I've kind of seen it put on flesh, the more that I come to realize like there's something here, you know? God is doing something, even if I don't totally understand it. I can't quite deny the presence of it. And I think I heard a quote somewhere within this pandemic by some guy. This is not helpful for any of you guys, but I promise it was real. And basically he was talking about that there are some things that you can just know, like just by looking at it. So you guys could know, like, you know, this cap of the whipped cream is red. That's pretty simple to know. But there are some things you can't know without stepping into it. So he said, like, you have to dare in order to know. Like, you have to be able to jump in order to truly experience it. And it's like, I'm a big space nerd, so this is probably why this comes to mind, but it's like I could study everything about space and all the science stuff and all the laws of physics and blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. And I could know a lot about it, but like, I'm not going to truly know space is out there until I just go. You know, I could see pictures, those could be manufactured. Like, you can make excuses until you truly go there. And so I would say, for me personally, and just in general, I think there's some of God that we won't know until we step into it. So that's been my experience too, that you know enough to give him a shot. And then he begins showing up in ways you didn't expect. So the last thing that I would say is, I don't know if anybody walked outside and saw the sunrise this morning. Anybody woke up like 6-ish, got a picture of it, saw it? I didn't, but I'm pretty sure it rose because it was really bright out today. And it's risen every day ever since I've been alive. And so there's another quote that kind of put it that way, but basically said, like, you know, we know that God is out there the same way that we know that the sun rose. And it said, like, you know, we know not because we stare at the sun, otherwise you're probably going to go blind, but we know it because we see the light shining on everything else. And so I think that's been true for me too, that even if I haven't like taken a picture of the sunrise this morning or stared at it, we can know by the light it gives off. And everything around us, and start taking notes and leading us back to the fact that the sun probably did rise. So roundabout answer, that's what I'd say. Yeah, Angel, anything you want to add?
Oh, that's so many good things. So But yeah, I would definitely echo what like Chris has said. Chris said, like, yeah, just from the people I've known in my life, and like their testimonies, like there's no way that like yeah, it couldn't have been God, and even in my own life, it's like things I've seen happen. It's like there's no way that that was like just made up or just coincidence. I don't know. Yeah, so it's been really cool. Kind of whoever said it was like, yeah, you can see that in like other people, and that's really helped me in my faith. Of like, oh, they've gotten it, and then like now let me reflect on like my life and see how I've like seen God come through or seen God show up, and like yeah, like yeah, I like did expect. So, yeah,
Hmm.
you guys said.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, testimony stuff's like yeah, it seems like a theme, and it's like one of those things where it's like, is every testimony true? You're like, man, is my greatest like evidence gonna be like someone else's story? Some people that's like, man, is that enough? I think, there's a point where it's enough to check it out for yourself, especially when you know the person and really trust them. So I think that's, yeah, probably been true for all of us, sounds like.
I would just
Yeah.
like to add on one more thought. Wait, Thomas, were you gonna say something?
Nope.
Oh, sorry. With that question of like, how do we know if God is like truly there, right? Was that the
Mhm.
main question, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like if you're asking that question, you're wrestling with the idea of like, how is God present in like such like bleak circumstances or like hard situations? I personally, I don't know if I've ever asked that question when things are going like well in my life, right? How is God in this? I'm usually asking that question if things aren't going too well. For the person that asked that question, or for people that like dittoed that question, I would just encourage you guys, all the testimonies that I've ever heard and the ones that I would share in my own life, right? I don't know if I've ever heard one of someone go up on a microphone or share in a conversation, say, like, hey, things were just going really, really well. And then God made it even more and more well, right? Most of the times I've heard these stories of like things were bleak. I wasn't sure. I didn't know. I didn't believe. I was uncertain. Things were cloudy. I didn't know what's going to come next. And then God moved in this way. And then God showed up in this way. And his hand was with me in this way. And actually, that I look back, I see how he was here and this and that. So if the consistency of testimonies that I've heard and I would share with you in my own life is like, but God moments from hard circumstances, then I have a confidence that when we ask that question in hard situations, that is the same God that's overseeing and involved in those spaces too. So take heart and lean in the same way that Holly is like encouraging us during those times.
Yeah, last thing I would jump on. Oh, Thomas, did you have something?
Nope. No, I did not.
All right.
Just agreeing.
Psyching us out every time. The last thing I would say to, yeah, same kind of what Chris was saying, either you who asked that question or anyone who really like seconds it for themselves. I think about a verse that I forget again where, guys, I'm sorry, I'm not being helpful. It's somewhere in the Psalms, you should Google it, but basically like the guy who's writing the Psalm crying out and he's saying like, God, are you sleeping? Like, you're not answering. Maybe you're asleep because literally I don't feel like you're there. And I'm just struck by the way that he brings like the question that you asked to God, And so I just encourage you, like, it's such a great question to ask. I think it's an okay question, a great question to ask of God too. God, how do I know you're there? Like, are you? Could you show up? Are you sleeping? You feel like it? Like, can you come and answer that question for me? Because I just have a feeling he probably wants to answer it for himself too. So I just encourage you to don't hesitate to ask that question of God too. He might not answer in like, Morgan Freeman voice immediately or something, but he's faithful to answer, and he will. So, Thomas, not gonna psych us out again.
No.
No.
I don't have anything else unless you guys do. But
No.
all right, we'll roll us into our next question. It says, what does the Bible advise about trying to keep a good balance between self-confidence and humility?
Ooh.
Okay, I like that question. That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's another stumper.
You see everybody's thinking faces at this point.
Yeah.
The head, looking up, down. Yeah, I think it is a great question, and I would just say, like, for me and for a lot of people, I think that's like a tension to live in and a struggle of like learning to walk with God that will always be in some level, I think, constant like self-awareness to keep calling out in yourself, like one of those like kind of like daily things where you have to like reel yourself back in from either being too prideful or too down on yourself, because the reality is like people, and as you become a Christian and recognize this in yourself, is like on one hand we have Psalm 139, and it talks about how you are fearfully and wonderfully made, like knit together in your mother's womb, like this, like literally like a masterwork of art, like handmade by God from the beginning. I mean, beautiful. And then you have on the other hand Psalm 51, and it says that we are brought forth in iniquity, like from the jump, like we have like sin in us. And so yeah, we live in this like dual reality until the other side of heaven, that we are both incredibly broken. We've got sin in us, all of us, and we're also incredibly amazingly like beautiful miracles. And so there's just like that both and that we live within, of knowing we're incredibly loved by God and we didn't do anything to deserve it, and yet we're also incredibly broken. And to hold on to both of those at the same time without just elevating one or the other, I think is a necessary kind of way to live in that balance. So I found for myself, when I remember God's incredible love for me, but I forget that it's not something that I earned or deserved because I'm a mess and I know myself. When I forget that, then it can lead to pride. And when I just remember that I'm a mess and I forget how deeply God loves me, I can become incredibly down and discouraged. And so holding both the fact that you're deeply loved and also messed up, and those two things don't like disqualify each other, and actually God can like enter into that, that's really helped me kind of walk into that. So just initial thoughts.
Yeah, that's a good thought, Holly. I think but for me, kind of what I always think of is we're called to live like the humble and low life of Jesus, right? Like Jesus made himself humble and made himself low. And scripture calls us time and time again, like the humble will be exalted, the meek will inherit the earth. Like it's clear that there is a very obvious benefit to humility in God's eyes, and God sees humility as very pleasing to him. But the reminder is the world doesn't, right? Like the people on TV usually aren't the most humble ones. The people who are the most, influential in the world by the world standards are not typically the most humble people. You look at some of the most Googled people of the year, guys like Jake Paul, Cardi B, like those names don't scream humility, right? But they're still the most popular. So the world will push us to this idea of pridefulness. And that's where you got to have that confidence that God gives you, like that confidence that I am God's child and what he says is true. And I'm confident in that fact. And because of that, I'm going to remain humble in this prideful world. Does that make any sense?
That's good.
Yeah, I think there's. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I think that's really good, Thomas.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think there's a difference too between like pridefulness and like confidence.
Yeah.
Prideful is like boasting of yourself, like being proud. But there's like a confidence and like a freedom that we have in Jesus because of like who he made us to be, that we can like live out of. So it's like, yeah, we don't have to like try to please man. Like I think of Galatians like 1:10 of like, we're not trying to please everyone, but we're like trying to please the Lord and just live out of like a confidence of like he made us to be his kids and to like live a life like he did, which is like a life of humility and a life of like all these like attributes of Jesus. So I think that's like a big difference of living like in confidence of knowing who we were like made to be and we see Jesus be, and like as we strive to be that, then like living in a proudful life of, oh, look at me and how great I am. And that's like it's like a different like approach of how you're going to take like either pridefulness or confidence in Christ. I just think they're like very different. So
No, that's good. I think that the contrast between pride and confidence is really necessary. So thanks for making it.
Yeah.
I think we have to constantly remind ourselves I think the wholesome definition of humility. I think we often sometimes without even realizing define humility as like thinking less about yourself instead of thinking about yourself less, right? So we walk this line of humility, self-confidence, and we see the word that says like God opposes the proud, right? And gives grace to the meek and the humble. And then we don't have that word humility defined well. So then we interpret it as, okay, God wants me to feel like crap, or he wants me to just think less about myself and kind of just push myself down because that's the right thing to do. And that's not a healthy definition of humility. Jesus did make himself low. He did humble himself to the point of the cross, but he came with a confidence and a boldness of being a world and eternity changer. And that confidence wasn't cockiness, and that humility wasn't self deprivation. So I think being able to define humility in a healthy and a life-giving way helps us, I think, walk that line a little bit more. And then, I mean, the question asks, what does the Bible have to say about walking the balance of self-confidence and humility? And in 1 Corinthians 1:31, it says, so that just as it is written, let him who boasts boast in the Lord. So the Bible tells us we're allowed to champion, be confident, and celebrate, and boast, be animated, be involved, and be intentional about things that are of God, which is loving those that are hurting, which is serving people, being sacrificial, being involved, thinking of less about yourself and more about other people. We can champion that stuff, and we can be confident in that stuff. And that is a form of humility and a form of self-confidence that gives life to yourself and life to other people. There's a big difference between some student that walks around, school thinking like they're the, bag of chips, everything in a bag of chips, and not really giving a lot of life to other people. And it's just kind of annoying and rude because there's a self-cockiness and a self-pride that's being proclaimed before other people. And then there's something to, a doctor who has spent many years and has a very, holistic, wholesome knowledge of how they can help other people. And they bring that confidence into a room. They bring that confidence into a surgery, not boasting about all their credentials or talking about who they are, but simply living for the sake of someone else. And that brings life and help to other people. So we are allowed to be confident and celebrate things that are from God. And we should have a healthy definition of what humility is, which isn't thinking less of yourself, but thinking about yourself less. So Bible gives us direction in that. So
yeah, that's solid. Brandon, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been like trying to think about like where the focus is of the individual in both like pride and like healthy confidence. And I think when it comes to confidence, there's I'll go with pride first. So, like pride's fun, because like pride is one of the 7 deadly sins, and it's bad. But like it's not always bad. Like taking pride in like a good test grade. Take pride in that. You studied, you worked your butt off. You're like, yes, I did this. Take pride in that. But it's like the end result of your work, I think, is what is healthy to take pride in. You take pride in yourself. You go, oh, I did this. I'm always amazing. I'm always this. It's that inward focus of pride that I think becomes unhealthy. But for confidence, it's like the exact opposite. Like humility is the exact opposite. There's this outward focus of you're not focusing on yourself. This humility of going out as the actions become an outward focus to represent humility. Because true humility never talks about yourself. You're not like, ah ha ha, look how humble I am. I am great. I am this. It's never in focus. It's a perspective shift. That's just what I was thinking of. I don't really know where the Bible stands on it in that frame of reference. That's my 2 cents.
Well, I think it's cool what you were mentioning too, Brayden, because like when you were talking about like humility, kind of pointing like not to yourself. Like we all know that if someone walked up and was like, "I'm the most humble person ever," then you're not the most humble person ever, and you've just disqualified yourself from that race. And it's interesting because like if you read in like the Gospels, like Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, where Jesus' life is, so often Jesus is talking about the Father, and the Trinity makes your brain explode a little bit because Jesus is God, God is the Father, God, your brain can explode, and that's permission to do it. But he's consistently saying like, I do what the Father tells me to do. Like I'm here for glory to the Father. Like even Jesus is modeling this humility. It's Jesus, and this isn't him downplaying his godness. This is just him like, yeah, kind of modeling for us a posture of humility of like not bringing everything back to yourself. So anyway, Brayden, I feel like what you were saying is pretty cool example of that too. One other, just since whoever asked this question, you mentioned like specifically like, what does the Bible advise? I'm just gonna throw out like a scripture for you to shout out to anyone at Girls Bible Study a few weeks ago. But we're reading 2 Corinthians, and yeah, I feel like this speaks to it really well. I would read 2 Corinthians 3 verses 1 to 6, and it's talking about the way that our confidence and our competence doesn't come from us, but it comes from God. And so I think simmering down a lot of what us said too, like there's a boldness that will flow from being dependent on grace. And so I would just say like the deeper you depend on grace and know that grace can like, yeah, really brings you alive, boldness can flow from that. And so we're meant to live with incredible boldness and incredible humility. Part 2, scripture-wise, whoever asked this question, I'd encourage you to read Acts. There's a lot of bold people in there who are totally pointing to God. It's really kind of inspiring to see. So the last thing that I would throw out. Anybody else? Thomas, last jumping in, psyching us out. Anybody else last thoughts?
Some of the most confident people that I know are the people that are most secure in their identity in Christ. Some of the most prideful people I know are the people that are always trying to prove themselves to others because they're not secure in who they are. So having a healthy amount of humility comes from knowing who you are and whose you are. So.
Heck yeah.
Well, I think that's a solid thought to finish out on. So I think that'll be it for tonight. So people who asked those questions, thank you so much for sending them in. Super good stuff. And as always, whether you ask the question or somebody else asks, or you're just kind of like resonating with it, please feel free to reach out to any of us if you're like, hey, I would love to talk more about that. What you said was confusing, or what you said was interesting, and I'd love to know more. We're always down. So we also miss you guys. We're excited to see you not this Sunday or Wednesday, but next week. So 10th and the 14th. So we can't wait to see y'all, and hope you have a great rest of your winter break. Don't think about school yet, because you don't have to go back yet. But thanks for joining for Weekly What Winter Edition. First ever.
Winter.
All right. We'll see you guys. Remember, if you see Pastor Jamie this weekend, give him an elbow high five.
J-Dubs.
J-Dubs. Elite.
J-Dubs.
Okay.
If we could get as many Epic students to call him J-Dubs, that would be amazing.
Be huge.
It would be. Success. All right. We'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.